Okay, so I'd like to welcome you all to my 14th Seudat Hodaya. I was hit by a car when I was 14, and so this is the beginning of living my life more after the brain injury and after the traumatic brain injury. That's what it's actually called. But I wanted to first, before we go into that, and we'll discuss why I'm giving Hodaya. We have a mitzvah to give thanks to Hashem if like our lives are saved by Him. Like I went, right? I was in the hospital and I had this crazy story, but He's the one who put me there in the first place. And so for a few years I would make a Seudat Hodaya. I would do the same in Sde Trumot. I would try to understand like why am I making a Seudat Hodaya? And last year actually was the first year that I didn't make one because I couldn't bring myself to give Hodaya. And this year I wanna analyze together, and I wanna think why and I'll go through my process why I did decide to make a Seudat Hodaya this year. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about the place that we're in, because it is an auspicious makom. This is the place where Shaul HaMelech, right, the first melech of all of Am Yisrael, of all of the people of Israel, Zerah of Yosef, Rachel. So he lost, and he didn't want to. He lost the battle, and it was going to be a busha for Am Yisrael. They were going to parade him around. So he attempted suicide, and so he didn't. Someone else killed him, but he attempted suicide. He was in a bad place emotionally, right? And David, when he learned about this, he's like, oh man, he was so distraught, and he said, Alev al talva al matar alev al Sde Trumot, the place that we're in, and he cursed the land. What? Curse the land. Yeah, that's what it says. Like Halel et Ard or something. Like Taka says that, right? Taka state in Pasuk, right? And I think it's at the beginning of Shmuel Bet. So he was. So David Melech cursed land. It's now we're in a cursed land, and so hopefully tonight we'll try to understand a little bit maybe how to deal with this curse. All right. But first I'll tell the story about what happened. Right. I was riding in. It was after my last 8th grade graduation. I was 14. I was biking to with my friend to probably play poker and like drink, right? And like to town. But first, he slept over. So first we went to his house. I don't remember. This is a story that people filled in. We went to his house. Went back to my house. When we came back to.
Where is this? Where's this
This is in Lawrence, New York, right? When we came back on the way, right outside my house, I was hit by a car, right? I shot into the windshield, and I hit the windshield, broke their windshield, and smashed onto the ground. My helmet, we're not exactly sure about like if it was like sealed. I might have been like rebellious, like no, I'm not sealing my helmet, but it fell off, maybe from like the impact. It fell off. I smashed my head against the ground, and then craziness ensued. My friend tried to move me a little bit. He ran back to 3 Dogwood, to my house. Right now, everyone's gonna know where I live now. Whatever. So he ran back to my house, and Zach was hit. My mom and my sister were watching 50 First Dates, a movie by Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore about brain injuries, right? And so they ran outside. My sister called Hatsala, and Hatsala picked up, and the guy was right by my house because he was wanted to be on a side street to give his kid driver's lessons, so he was davening at Gruber. He came right over. I had a breathing apparatus in me within a minute or two of the accident, so it kept me alive. Airlifted to the hospital from Lawrence Golf Course, right? Airlifted to the hospital, and when I got there, right? So my parents, they took a car. My mom said, if he's going to be alive, when he gets there, he's gonna be okay. That's what she just knew somehow. But the doctors told her he's not gonna be okay. If he's alive, they Clarda Zoe. If he's alive, so he's gonna be blind, paralyzed, and mentally retarded, right? But my mom said, okay, whatever, right? He's blind. Mom's oh, paralyzed, mentally retarded, like it's like it was tough. But my parents are survivors, or they're, they had emunah, right? They're able to live in this world with emunah, and they began to deal with why, right? And then I ended up having, I think, something getting better. I woke up from the coma. I remembered random things. I kept on like going to different hospitals, and like it was. So it's something that I deal with, that I live with, that I walk around with. That I was like in a room with people who really were like completely brain dead. That's where they put me, and I just kept on getting better. And I was like eventually walking out of this room, and it's tough, like to go through this. And people started telling me all these things about miracles and about destiny, and they're tough concepts to deal with, right? You say, oh, your life is for a purpose. We all wake up every day. All our lives are for a purpose. It was really hard for me after the accident. Like, emotionally, my brain really got messed up. Until last year, I was like, God messed my brain up. I'm not like, I don't want to make a Seudat. I don't want to give thanks to Hashem. It's like His fault that I'm there in the first place, right? So why would I make a Seudat? And last year I couldn't. But this year, I come to you, Rabbosai, and say that even with all of the depression that I had to go through, and that Mir Tashem I don't have to go through anymore, Mir Tashem, right? Please God. And like the difficult times that I had to deal with because of the way that the accident messed my brain up. But we have a principle in this world. The principle is that the auto mechanic is the kid whose car always broke down. His car always broke down, and so he knew that he had to open it up and fix it and do all, and like understand the pistons and understand the manoa and all of these terms that like normal people don't know, because we don't have to do it like the engine. But this guy, he understood the engine, so he became an auto mechanic. And so why am I giving Hodaya to HaKadosh Baruch Hu on this day? What is my 14-year understanding of everything that befell me because of this accident? Is that because I had to deal with depression, because I had to deal with a really messed up thought process, and like I would always go negative, and like my brain was like my own worst enemy, right? And so because I had to do that, so I kind of figured out, I have a mahalach, right? I'll say it like that. I have a mahalach on how we have to be happy, controlling our thoughts, on aiming towards simcha, not just focusing on the ivdu es Hashem, but focusing on the besimcha as well. And really taking our own chill into account, and really focusing on being the happiest, most chill people that we can be, and really be zochet to be oved es Hashem besimcha. And we're having the Suda on a place where Shaul capitulated to his terrible depression, and he just wanted to end it all. And so hopefully, from this place, which a great man once called the ground zero of the Geula, from this cursed land will continue to sprout this Geula, this beautiful land that we are living in. So we should all be zocheh to strive towards the Geula, personal and national.
And I want to say it could happen because today we
want to write down a little rhyme maybe?
The land is really shitty. It's like cursed, but still trees grow.